Hello, friends. Today we are going to discuss relative clauses. Relative clauses are those words used to combine together sentences. Sometimes it is used to describe a noun, and sometimes it is used to describe a verb. Let us pinpoint some relative words or relative clauses and see where they are used. If you are describing people, you may use who, whom, that, whose, etc. If you are describing objects, you may use which, that, whose. If you are describing places, you may use where. If it is the time, we can use when. If it is reason, you'll have to use why. That is again used for objects, animals, or people, which is used for things and animals. Who and whom are used for people. Whose also shows possession. His pen, her box, etc. When is used to describe the time. Now let us look for a few sentences. The teacher who taught me English is Mrs. Sina. Here, who taught me English is the relative clause because that is describing the noun teacher. And the combining word is who. Another sentence, the house which I bought is double storied. So here the relative clause is which I bought because it describes the house or it gives additional information about the house. And to introduce that relative clause, you have used the word which. Next is the hostel where I stayed is on the other side of the road. The sentence is like this, the hostel is on the other side of the road. But you want to describe the hostel. The hostel where I stayed. And the connecting word for this clause is where. Where I stayed is the relative clause. Next is, we stopped the work when it was lunchtime. So there, the action stopped is described. When did you stop? When it was lunchtime. So the relative word when is used. Now what we get for questions is either you have to identify the relative clause or you have to fill in the relative clause. One more sentence, let me see. Can I see the dress that you bought today? So here, that is the relative word. Now let us see how we can combine sentences using the relative clause. Two sentences are here. I ordered food. Full stop. It has come. How will you join? Here, food is a noun which we have to describe because the second sentence is related to food. So we shall write like this. The food that I ordered has come because I am describing the word food. Next is, I bought a dress. It is red in color. So here dress is to be described. How will you say that I bought a dress that is red in color? So we have to describe the dress, and what description is to be given will be in either in the first sentence or in the second sentence. Another one, these books are in the library. They are very costly. So I have to describe the books because the second sentence is about the books, that the books are very costly. Where did I find these books? In the library. So I can say these books which are in the library are very costly. Another sentence, that woman lives next door. She's my friend. So I have to describe the woman and combine the two sentences into one. That woman who lives next door is my friend. Next, these are Eskimos. They live in igloos. Here I have to describe the Eskimos because second sentence is said about the Eskimos. What shall I do? These Eskimos are people who live in igloo. Next, I got the pen. I had searched for it. Here the second sentence is about the pen, so we have to describe it. I got the pen that I had searched for. Next is, I met Meena. I had asked for her. So it is about Meena. What is said about Meena? I had asked for her. So with that we have to combine the sentence. I met Meena whom I had asked for. Another sentence. I don't like the food. It is spicy. We have to join it with relative clause. And second sentence is describing the food. So how shall we write it? I don't like the food that is spicy. Next, this is the shop. We buy milk from there. So shop is the noun to be described here, and we have to do it with we buy milk. About the shop, how will we write? Because it is a place, we have to use where. This is the shop where we buy milk. Another one, this is the ground. We learn driving from there. This also is a place, so we can use the word where. This is the ground where we learn driving, and your relative clause should come soon after the noun because we are going to describe that noun. Next is, you reached here on Monday. It was the beginning of this academic year. So you're going to describe that day, Monday. The Monday when you reached here was the beginning of this academic year. You can also say the day on which you reached here was the beginning of this academic year. When you're adding which, it should be preceded by on. Next is, did you see the bag? I bought it yesterday. So we are going to describe the bag and what is said about the bag. I bought it yesterday. So no doubt the relative word will be which. Did you see the bag which I brought yesterday? Another sentence. That man sold his house. He lives next door. So we are talking about a person. So the word used should be who. That man who lived next door sold his house. We can also say that man who sold his house lived next door. Both are correct because lives next door and sold his house both describes the man. We can take whichever clause we want, only thing it should describe the noun. Another, I know a place. They sell coffee ice cream there. So it's a place, so we can use where. I know a place where they sell coffee ice cream. Next, Goa is a tourist place. There are many beaches there. There are many beaches in Goa. So, we are not describing Goa. Goa they have described. Goa is a tourist place. We are describing tourist place because there are many beaches. It is related to this tourist place. So, Goa is a place where there are many beaches. Another sentence, call that man. He is wearing a red cap. Because it is a person who is referred to here, we have to use the relative word who. Call that man who is wearing a red cap. Now you may have certain doubts. In some sentences, which is used. In some sentences, that is used. There is a slight difference between the usage of which and that. For example, let us look at one sentence. My dress, which I bought yesterday, is torn. Here we are using which. It is used as an adjective clause because it gives more details which are not essential. Even if you say my dress is torn or this dress is torn, that is enough. Which I bought yesterday is not so important, but we are adding it to add more details. So when more details which are not very important are added, we use which. Otherwise, that is used. That is always used to fill in the important part. That is, suppose if I have 3 dogs and one of the dog has spots on its body, that is missing. How do I say my dog that has spots is missing? Because of the 3 dogs, this one is pointed out. It is very important. So that is used. That has spots. That adjective clause is here very much important. Only then you can identify. If I have only one dog and it was a birthday present from my brother, I can say my dog which I got for my birthday is missing. Here, as long as I have only one dog, whether I got it for birthday or some other occasion, it is not important. So it is not relevant. There I can use which. Another thing, suppose another situation. Suppose I don't have any money in my purse. You gave me some money. I can say the money which you gave me is in my purse. There, which is enough. Why? Because whatever is in my purse is given by you. So it is understood. But I have money of my own from my ATM card, from rent, from some other business. And then you also gave me some money. I'm keeping it in my purse. Then I must say the money that you gave me is in the purse. Because there that is important, that is specified. So please note this slight difference between which and that. And also the main points, relative clauses are used to describe a noun or most probably a verb. And which are the words used and where we have done earlier. So look to it and try to do as many exercises as possible. Thank you for being with me and keep in touch. So subscribe please. Thank you.